Hello and welcome to the Crystal and Fred show. Today we have a very special guest that we're excited about bringing to you. Her name is Mary Travis.
Terrace.
Terrace, Mary Tavis. I'm sorry.
That's a,
Mary Tavis. And she is
Terrace
doing,
is
huh?
like it rhymes with Paris, but with a T. Terrace.
Oh, Terrace.
Terrace.
All right, girl. Terrace Paris. All right. I like that. Terrace Paris. You're right. It does rhyme. Okay. Well, first of all, we're so happy to have you here on the show, Mary.
Thank
And I appreciate you coming because what you represent is going to be a blessing to the whole community and what you're doing. And first, I want you to start off by telling me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well,
Don't
thank
be
you for
shy.
having me. Okay, I'm trying
Okay. All right.
trying to overcome my shyness. I appreciate you having me on the Crystal and Fred show.
Mhm.
Um, so again, my name is Mary Taris. I'm from North Minneapolis. I graduated from North High School back in 1982 when the Polars were
On
um,
fire.
yes, with basketball, and
Right.
they're back around doing that again, so that's exciting.
Okay.
Um, I went into teaching, but I went into teaching late because I became a parent early. Some of you who went to North High School during that time might remember me and my son Jermaine attending North High together because they had a
Wow.
program there for the teen moms.
Wow. That's awesome.
And Jermaine graduated from North High School as well. Since then, I've been married a couple times, had a few more kids. I have 4 kids now, and
Okay.
in the midst of all that, I finally made it to college later on in life and started teaching when I was 40. So that
Wow.
was a dream come true right there. You know, I always like to say a dream delayed is not a dream denied.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, I always dreamed of being a teacher when I was little, and it took me a while to get there, but I got there. And I
Wow.
spent 15 years teaching. And through my teaching experiences, I developed this passion for books, specifically finding a way to get more books by and about us into the hands of the students. And
Mhm.
that's what led me to found Strive Publishing because I just really feel strongly that we need to get more books out there by us and for our children to be inspired to see who they
Yes, we
can be.
do.
Mhm.
Yes, we do because we don't have any of that in the schools. The curriculum does not have anything, basically, no Black history in the schools.
Yeah. And, I can testify to that just coming out of the teaching field. I had to spend a lot of time and effort and my own money to
Wow.
put resources into my classroom that represent our children.
Wow. Well, that was very awesome of you to do. But I can tell that you kind of got tired of, you know, of that, and they probably was not supporting you because you were using your own money. And I find out that a lot of teachers do that in the classrooms. They come out their own pockets,
Yeah.
and I really think that you guys are underpaid anyway. You should be making what these basketball players are making,
Oh,
and
amen
these
to that. Yes.
yeah, and these athletes, you guys should be making that because what you're doing, you're changing lives of young people.
Mhm.
Can I ask you a question? How did that feel? Do any of the students come back to you and say how that they appreciate the effort you put in their education as far as the books and stuff like that go? Have you
Yeah,
received that?
yeah. I every year I would receive notes and cards from kids and even their parents, just thanking me for what I did or just, for being their teacher in general. And that's really heartwarming.
Right.
At
Yeah.
the same time, though, teaching in the public schools is almost like you're well, for me, I guess I'll speak for myself. I just felt like I was becoming more and more institutionalized as much as I tried to be my own kind of teacher. You just really have to follow a certain curriculum. You have to do things a certain way in our public school system. And that became more of a burden to me because
Okay.
I raised my kids differently from that. And I know even with my own kids being in the public schools, they were treated in certain ways that I didn't appreciate, and so as a teacher, I
Okay.
tried not to, you know, I don't know, it's just such a struggle because you have all these expectations as a, um,
Yeah.
in the field, but at the same time, there's a certain way that you do things from your culture that
Yeah.
are
Exactly.
conflicting with, what you have to do in the classroom. So when I finally did retire from teaching this past year, it was almost like a weight lifted off my shoulder. I feel like I can be more myself now, you know?
Yeah.
But a question though, but you gotta have squad structure too, as far as teaching though too, because if you don't, people come say all kinds of weird stuff like that. But in
Right,
schools, so it
right.
gotta be a balance though. So, but I understand what you're saying. I agree with that, but it gotta be a balance though too. We need
Mhm.
somebody to watch to see how it's really being spread out and how the kids are responding to what's being put out there too.
Yeah, and at the same time, there should be a balance in,
Right.
what the information is that we're giving our kids, the information
Exactly.
and the
Yes.
knowledge, because,
Right.
like I said, I was born and raised in North Minneapolis, attended, school in North Minneapolis, and I never learned anything about my culture, you know?
What?
The only thing I the only reason why I know I'm a Black woman is, from hanging around my friends,
Wow. Wow.
I mean, I didn't even get any kind of, education at home, so if you don't get what you need at home and you still don't get what you need at school, how do you know, anything about your culture? How do you know anything about your history,
Yes. Because
So,
history is so important.
it is.
History is so powerful and knowledge is powerful. And so, that's just really sad.
We know this one guy from my church, Jamali Ford. He has the same philosophy you had. You know who he is?
What's his name? Did you say?
Jamali Ford. Yeah, Jamali
Yes,
Ford.
I met him. I've been meaning to reach back out to him. I have his business card. Yeah, we need to connect. He's
Yeah,
with the
because he's a powerful man too. So
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
he has the same drive you got about teaching our kids about who we are and about reading and stuff like that too. So
Yes, and we should really have our own schools, or at least the, public schools should let us bring in our own curriculum, you know?
Yes, they should.
And, In Black Ink is doing something about that. They have a book called, Toward an African Education, and when I read that book, um, I felt like that book was giving me life, because it
Wow.
it just validated for me, what I had been feeling, but didn't really have the words to express that, that whole, knowledge base was missing in my life. And,
Mhm.
I can just imagine if I had been receiving that as a child, just how, my life would be different. And I feel like
Yeah,
we need to be giving our kids this knowledge and this history um, relevant information that's gonna boost them up and inspire them.
exactly. That's so true. What advice, Mary, would you give someone who wants to start a Black-owned publishing company? Because I know it was extremely hard for
Mhm.
you.
Yeah, yeah. I would say, um, search for mentors and partners.
Hmm.
Um, it was a huge learning curve for me the first couple of years of Strive. I really just had to figure things out. I did end up getting a couple of mentors. I got a business mentor eventually, and a mentor from the publishing industry. But at first, I was
Oh,
like trying to figure things out, and it was really, really hard,
yeah.
to get information.
Hmm.
But along the way, just through networking and getting involved with organizations such as the Midwest Independent Book Publishers Association. I was able to make connections, and then I started learning that there are other small publishers in the Twin Cities, but more than that, I learned that there are other Black publishers. At first, I felt like I was alone, and so
Wow.
um, we're getting to the point now where other publishers in the Twin Cities, such as another North High graduate, Lehman Riley, he has his own book publishing company with the Papa Lemon books. I don't know if you guys heard of them, but
Yeah.
he's got a whole series of books that are multicultural and they teach kids about history. And then
Wow.
I met I met Dr. Artika Tyner, who has written and published several children's books, and she has an organization called Planting People Growing Justice, and she
Oh,
does
I like that.
yeah, she does a lot with promoting literacy. And then I also met Sister Raquette Siatsar. She is the one of the founders of In Black Ink, and that was the book that I mentioned that I just recently read. They've been going
Yeah.
around the Twin Cities with the book and the authors from the book, and Dr. Mahmoud Al Qadi is in that book, and Dr.
Wow.
Josie Tyner, and oh man, I'm leaving. I wish I could just like rattle off all the names, but I've been meeting all these people who are doing things with literature and connecting great literature and African culture and African history with the children. And
That's awesome.
yeah, and I just really hope that, we can all work together. We have just now recently started meeting together, all the Black publishers, and we're trying to figure
Wow.
out ways to partner and just really make a difference in the community for the children. I'm excited about that.
I'm excited about that too, because what that says for the community is that we as a people can get together and
Yeah.
network and make things happen. We
Mhm.
always don't have to compete with one another, but
Right.
you guys coming together doing that is going to serve the community justice.
Yes. Yes,
That's
thank you
very
for saying that because that's exactly how I'm feeling. Like I feel like, we are coming together and we've never like seen each other as competition. We've just always, it's hard work being in the book publishing industry. So we don't
yeah.
have a lot of time to work together, but
Hmm.
whenever we do connect, we're always supportive of each other and we always just try to figure out ways to uplift our community.
How often do you have these meetings?
We just started last month and we're going to try
Oh,
to meet monthly.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
What why why do you think there are not many black publishing companies? Or do you think you guys get the support that you really need?
Oh, wow. I just think that in the United States, the history of publishing has been tied to the really big publishing houses that come out of New York City, you know,
Hmm.
and they're seen as the gatekeepers, and they decide what books get published. And really, one of the things that's hard for me to deal with in the publishing industry is this whole thing with the book publishing market. Book
Yeah,
when a publisher decides to publish a book, they're actually taking a risk because we have to put a lot of money and time and resources into getting a
yeah,
book published, right?
yes,
So typically, the big publishing houses they won't even consider a manuscript unless it's like really gonna unless they know it's gonna make them a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
wow,
for me, I'm more like into, and this isn't good business sense for me, but I'm more into like I know everybody has a story to offer, right? And if I can help
yeah,
them get it published, that's what I'm gonna do. And it's not
yeah,
necessarily a big money making machine over here at Strive Publishing, but we're we're providing opportunities and we're trying to work out ways around that market, where you have to consider how much money is it gonna make. Of course, everybody wants to make money, but at
yeah,
the same time, I mean, how do we ever start getting our stories published if we don't take a risk on something that's not matching up with whatever they think, those big publishers think is timely to publish right
Well,
now?
how's word of mouth going? Is that working well or
How's
word
what?
of mouth? The word
Word
of
of
mouth.
mouth. Yeah,
Yeah.
word of mouth. I think people are starting to learn about Stride Publishing, and there are a lot of people who support Stride Publishing, like when they know there's a book coming out. Right now, we have a new picture book coming out um, by our illustrator, Arielle Grant. She started out as an illustrator, and then she ended up writing her own book, and we're going to publish it within the next couple months. She wrote it and she illustrated it. It's called The Picture Box, and it's a beautifully
Wow.
illustrated picture book about a little girl who moves to a new city, and then she starts seeing um, Black women in the community doing different things, and she starts thinking about who she's going to be when she grows up.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and what's really cool about it is that, so she's on social media. Whenever she mentions it, people start pre-ordering the book, you know,
Mm.
Wow. Yeah.
or we might be somewhere and mention it, and then we get a few more pre-orders. And I really need to figure out how to market my authors better. But
Hmm.
the thing is, I kind of feel like we need to create our own market in the community.
Yes.
That's really where people are going to value these stories is in our community. And
Yeah.
what I'm saying about marketing is like um, in the publishing industry, you have to get these comparable titles and determine like, is it going to beat out this title or that title? And they've already determined who these famous authors are, right? And so
Hmm.
they don't even consider people who have never written a book. I mean, how does somebody get started if you
Get
don't?
started. Yeah, if you don't give them an opportunity.
Yeah. So word of
Yes.
mouth is good, but it's not making us rich.
But have you thought of other strategies that might help you achieve that? Maybe you can um, co I don't know, partner with somebody else that have already avenue already or something like that. Or
Yeah, ideally, I would love to partner. I don't even want to mess around with the market. I would really just like to partner with different organizations in the community and partner with
mm,
schools even. It's like I know our schools need books that represent our
Oh,
children,
yes.
so I don't
That would be,
understand, why they're not trying to buy our books, but
yes.
I'm gonna figure that out, and that's what we're working on, as a collective as well, the Black publishers, trying to figure out how to get more of our books into the hands of
Into the schools.
our. Mhm.
That is a great idea. And I think you'll be successful at it.
Oh, thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate that vote of confidence.
Yes. And how do you stay inspired, Mary?
I stay inspired because I feel like I have, like, this rich opportunity to, help people get their stories out there, because I know the value in the stories. And I
Mhm.
feel like those big publishing houses in New York, they don't know what they're missing.
They
don't
don't.
and
They
they
really
don't
don't.
care. They don't care.
Yeah,
Like I said, because they ain't making no money. They
that
don't care.
exactly,
They
but they don't know the value of our stories. We know the value of our stories, and if we
Yes.
can figure out a way to get past this whole, financial thing, if I had $1,000,000, I would publish everybody's story and figure out a way to, I don't know, start some kind of new market in the community where we're not, tied to the standards of somebody else, you know?
Yes.
is there grants available for publishers these days, or you don't know that you can maybe get books that's um, out there and have like an open event or something like that where you can expose some of the publishers. I mean the books.
Yeah, that's a great question. I just recently started exploring grant money,
Mhm.
but there's so much competition for grants.
Right.
Yes.
But one thing about it though is about literature though, right? What
Yeah,
about literature? So that's the avenue. Just whatever. I'm just saying. I'm just talking.
right.
I'm just
Yeah,
asking questions because you need a strategy. Me and wife need a strategy. So we got to help each other out. How can we
yeah,
think outside the box? Let me
that's
know
right.
what so you said the market for the publishing is not working. So what can we do different to generate income that we need to stay afloat and
Mhm.
expand?
Yeah, I mean, those are questions that I ask myself all the time. I'm constantly trying to figure out ways to get financing or resources or
Yeah.
figure out how to break into the market where, these books just start selling because to me, they're valuable stories, you know?
Yeah, when somebody tells what they've been through, you can
Mhm.
inspire and always help someone else get through the same thing. So I think those books are very important. And
Yeah.
another thing I want to ask you, I met you at the Celebrating the Sisters and found out that you was the owner and CEO of Strive Publishing. And what you're going to do with a lot of the past participants is take their stories and turn them into a book, and I think that's amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm super excited about this project. It's going to be an ongoing project because, Celebrating the Sisters has been honoring sisters for 12 years.
Wow.
And they honor, I think, like at least 10 to 15
Yeah.
every single year. So we put a call out for people who want to contribute their biographies for a series of books that would um, help teach the children about all these wonderful women in our community who are making a difference. So the
Hmm.
first book has 10 contributors. Can I tell you who they are?
You can.
Yes.
Commissioner Tony Carter, Dr.
Wow.
Verna Cornelia Price, Nita Renee Kellogg, Representative Rena Moran, Marsha E. Murray, Mary Kay Murray Boyd,
Wow.
Tony Newborn, Sharon Smith Akinsanya, Dr. Artika Tyner, and Tracy Williams Dillard.
You got some big people in there.
I
That might
can't
be
wait for the
that,
kids to learn about them.
that might be your avenue you need, a different strategy. It might be opportunity for you.
I think it's a great opportunity that you have all those people coming together to contribute to the book. And I think it's going to make it exciting. And the
Yeah,
children in our community, when they see us as a people doing something great, that inspires them to do something. So
yeah.
by them reading this book, that will inspire them to go out and do something for the community or to do something that can contribute to our people and sticking together and making things happen.
Yes. And so we're gonna do this as an ongoing series. We'll just every time we have an opportunity, we'll publish another 10 stories.
Hmm. So
Wow.
when this gonna be done, you think?
This book
Yes.
is almost ready to go to press. So it's on our website right now. People can pre-order it, and we hope to have it printed within a month or so.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. You want to get your email address?
Our website is www.strivepublishing.com, and you'll see it. You'll see it.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm definitely going to support you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, we would definitely support you. And I was gonna say on March 3rd, it was 2 years ago when the mayor made celebrating the sisters a special day. The mayor, Melvin Collins. How'd you feel about attending that and what inspired you at that time?
Yeah, so that was 2 years ago. Both mayors from St. Paul and Minneapolis declared it celebrating the Sisters Day
Wow.
that year in, was it 2018? Um,
Hmm.
so that year was the first time I ever attended a Celebrating the Sisters honor honorary dinner, and the keynote speaker was Dr. Josie Johnson. And just seeing all the women who were honored, and then hearing Dr. Josie Johnson to inspire us all to keep working for our children, I
Yes.
was like so inspired. And um, I was also taken aback because I realized that I didn't know most of the women that were honored, and that was my first time ever knowing about Dr. Josie Johnson as well, and it
Uh-huh.
just got me to thinking, how could I come up in North Minneapolis and not know any of these women? And I'm like, I'm hoping our children are not coming up not knowing who's doing all this work and all these great things in our community. And
Yeah.
that's what inspired me to want to reach out to Kevin Johnson, who sponsors the Celebrating the Sisters Honor
Yes.
Berry Dinner, and ask him if he would help me to get these stories published. And so we're working on that partnership to get the stories published.
That's awesome. Kevin is a great guy. He
Yeah.
does a lot for the community. He has a heart of helping people. And of course, he puts on the best stepping sets.
Uh-huh.
But that's really nice that he's going to partner with you to help you to do that.
Yeah, I'm so excited. This is one of my most exciting projects so far. I also envision partnering with someone to do a series for our brothers as well, so we can celebrate the brothers.
Oh,
Oh,
that'd be
that's
great.
right. That'll be really
You,
awesome.
you got a goal set for that? When is that? You can start that.
I need someone to help me with that. I got a lot on my plate.
I know you
Yeah,
do. I
yeah,
know
you
you
got
do.
a lot going on right now. But I believe that in the future that will be awesome.
Yeah,
And you say you have 4 sons?
I have 4 children, 2 sons and 2 daughters.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
Do they
that
help you out with the office?
Pardon me?
Do they help you with at the office? Publishing?
They do actually. My oldest son, Jermaine, he's an artist, and so he is my art director,
Mm.
and he does a lot of consulting for me. And actually, he's working on illustrating a new book project that I'm working on, and he's been a great help. And
wow.
daughter, my oldest daughter, Latoya, she is interested in starting an imprint for Strive that is more focused on poetry, for women's poetry, more
That's
specifically.
okay.
And she helps me out along the way when she can. She's super busy, but she helps me with
My
marketing
mom.
times and social media posts and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What what I was going to ask you is that what question was this? It's on the tip of my tongue. Um
I got.
what have you considered, like bringing, since all you guys meet monthly and network, have you guys ever thought about putting on a book fair,
Uh,
a black book fair?
well, we have not specifically talked about that, but that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
But I do also know somebody else who is considering doing a Black book fair for children's books. But also, do you know about the Minnesota Black Authors Expo? That,
Yeah.
What
yeah.
is that?
Yeah, one of our friends, Dr. Peggy Elliott, she had went there last year,
Hmm.
and she was just amazed how many people, like you said, she connected with and
Yeah.
everything, and so it was really nice.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah, we want to be communicating with people who are already doing things and maybe
yeah,
just help support or expand. So,
yeah,
yeah, we want to all stay connected and continue to uplift literature for our children and also for the adults. Is what I'm finding is I get more inquiries and more manuscript submissions from people who want to publish their story or their memoir.
And Mary, I
yes.
got a question. Which is anything what you would like to tell the community about supporting the black publishing? How would you express that to them? How to help support you? You know,
I think, it's like we've been hearing a lot about small businesses and buying black,
mhm.
go out of your way to uh, find our websites and purchase our books and tell people about us. And also, like what you're doing, I would love to have like work with you and have maybe the whole group of Black authors to
That'd be
come and
nice. That'd be awesome.
Yes,
We would love to do that.
yes, that would be awesome.
Mhm.
Yes, that would be awesome, Mary. Well, Mary, wow, time flies.
Oh, has it been
And
29 minutes already?
yes, already, I know.
Can I
I
plug
know.
one more thing?
Yeah.
Sure.
Our second annual African American Voices in Children's Literature Writing Contest is underway. So go to the
Wow.
Thrive Publishing website. If anybody who has a children's book idea, go look at the guidelines and submit your stories. And we had an exciting contest last year. You win cash money too. First place,
Cash money.
Really?
$1,000 first place, 500 second place, 250 third place, and an opportunity to become published jointly between Strive Publishing and Free Spirit Publishing. That's another partnership we have going.
Girl, you got it going on. You're really doing some great things, Mary. That is amazing. Wow. Oh, so we can go on your website and we can see that.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And once you get that book published, we look forward to having you come back on again.
Okay.
So you
Great.
can tell about that.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. And we're always going to support you. I'm going to go on your website and
Thank
check
you.
it out and support you as much as I can.
Thank you, Crystal.
You're welcome. And for you to be shy, you did a wonderful interview.
Thank you. It's like I start talking about books and I get all excited and then I just can't stop talking. So
Yes. About your
Yeah.
passion. That's what it's all about.
yes, yes.
Yes, your passion. Well,
Mhm.
thank you so much, Mary, for coming on and talking with us.
You're welcome.
We look forward to networking with you. I do. And just stay safe.
You too.
And we'll be so happy when this COVID-19 is over so we
Yeah.
can get back out in the community and do the things that people are looking for us to do.
Yes, yes. And thank you for having me today.
Oh, you're
No problem.
welcome. No problem.
We got to have you.
Yeah, we were very blessed to have you on today. So keep that beautiful smile.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have a wonderful day today.
Thanks, you too.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.